March 27th, a day that will always be ingrained in my mind. Back on this day 3 years ago, I was on my way to the hospital. I had to go to the ER at Erlanger Medical Center down in Chattanooga, Tennessee. For the previous couple weeks, I was constantly getting migraine headaches, coughing for a good, at the minimum, 20 to 30 minutes. Just a constant cough, could not get it to stop. I constantly called in from work due to the fact that I would be coughing all night, had to sleep with 2 or 3 pillows underneath my head to even get comfortable enough to sleep. I get to the ER around 1 p.m. and my blood pressure is 218/180. Get some other tests done, and I would say, from what I can remember, about 8 or 9 o'clock that night, found out that I had been diagnosed with congestive heart failure, also known as CHF. And for the past 3 years, I have been fighting it. Honest with you, my eating habits have been garbage the past couple years. But I decided to make this video just to talk about all that stuff that I had went through 3 years ago. Just want to say thank you to the ones who were there for me, who prayed for me. And during the time I was out of work, the Disney community helped me tremendously, whether it was through Instagram posts, Insta stories, YouTube channels, Facebook groups, anything like that. Helped me tremendously. While I was in the hospital, was in there for about a week, I did not find this out until after one of my first checkups with my heart doctor, I was looking at a heart transplant because my heart function had got all the way down to 14%, which now it's at 57. Anything between 55 to 85 is considered normal. I was out of work for 4.5 months, and they had told me that they would consider talking to me about going back to work in 2 years. That's how bad my heart function was. And during the time I was out of work, I had went to cardiac rehab, and during that time, a lot of different Disney Instagrammers, Disney influencers helped me, believe it or not, just by your posts, videos, and even different Disney podcasts. Two certain Disney podcasts helped me during that time, and that was WDW Radio with Lou Mangello and the Retro Disney World podcast, in which I have talked to the ones who run those 2 podcasts last year. Was able to talk to them in person, and I said thank you for those podcasts you had done during that time frame, because when I was in cardiac rehab, whenever I went to my local gym, listened to the podcast, helped me out tremendously. And just want to say, if you were ever there for me within the last 3 years, thank you so much. Means a lot to me. And I'll probably be doing more of these YouTube videos here in the future. So we'll see how it goes.